All right, guys, back for episode 6. Is it, guys?
So
Lasted six
sick.
episodes, and we actually have made it over 300 views for each episode, which is hey, small
Big time.
victories, eh? Small victories. Uh, gonna go right into the tap host tip off, our new little segment there. Boomer, what's the tally on the swear jar, bud?
Oh, geez. Actually, you know what? We were slightly better behaved last episode, um, comparable to the episode previous. We're gonna be throwing $20 into the top house swear jar this week. But I think Jeff's got something he wants to speak on here for a second about his little tirade last episode.
Well, I go 10. Couple swears, couple curse words, yeah. But the other $6, I just figured using a former president's assassination in a very light manner probably requires at least a $6 fine. And my apologies to all the JFK fans out there. Honestly, not in good taste. Shouldn't have done that, but
Well, it was at least worth the
Hey,
pin, eh? It was at least worth
Speaking
the pin.
from the heart.
yeah.
Can't really.
I think everybody chuckled.
Oh, it was good. It was good. We're gonna move into. We had just a beauty move by an even better guy. Boys, you want to grab a slice there or what?
Oh,
eh?
sure.
So, old Pete Saragella hooked the boys up real nice this week. Nice little piece of pizza. Oh,
Not a piece of pizza.
Whole five.
Whole pie.
mm-hmm. Yeah. You know,
And
Boys,
we've
you just don't get
officially
much better.
lost Boomer for the rest of the episode.
oh, well, this is, yeah, you won't be swearing. I can say how much. You don't find him much better than Pete, eh, boys? No?
Oh.
Nope.
Like,
Best
All
beat
move.
down.
free pie. Pete, I told you it wasn't making it home. 5 slices deep by the Latman turn. Didn't have a chance. Didn't have a chance. Wife only got a couple slices, but I got one for the episode. I told you I'd have one. I got one. So,
You know, I remember I used to work at the Tap House when I was a kid there when I had my license, and I took a 10-inch pizza for myself on a delivery out to Shan Boundary Dam, or not Shan Boundary Dam power plant there, and the whole thing was gone by the Hidden Valley turnoff, and it was like I blinked and it was just over. I blacked out completely. I don't even know how I got to that point on the drive, but yeah,
You're,
it's good pizza.
you're a
It's
sick
good pizza.
human, Boomer.
Yeah.
I'll say this, boys. If for those that know, there ain't a better pizza in town. There just isn't.
In the country, in the world. I've
Well,
never had any.
It's
I've
up
had a
there.
lot of pizza all over the place. I haven't come across one in Saskatchewan that touches it. So
Yeah. Oh, it's. I mean, if you don't think it is the best pizza, you're just straight up in denial. So I mean, it is what it is. So, now moving on to that subject, we had our contest this week about the free pizza giveaway. So we got a free 12-inch pizza giveaway. Everyone that participated on the old tweet there, and that was about who their favorite host was it not, boys?
I feel like Wallace got a lot of last minute votes here the way he said that.
Money talks, Boomer. I mean, you throw it a pin here. Just kind of the way it goes. I'm gonna say this, so I'm pretty pumped. I got the only female vote. But
Yeah.
once again, as per everything with women in my life, it's pretty much a pity thing. So I'm okay with that. It's I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I took it in stride, and hey, right on. So we got all the names in for the draw. So we'll draw here. See who's getting the free pie this week. Oh, justice has been served. Megan Wilhelm.
Oh,
Megan Wilhelm. I knew
This
it.
sounds so rigged.
And for those that don't think it's rigged, sorry, that is not rigged. That's right. I'm glad. Megan,
All those names have Megan Wilhelm on it.
Every
Well-
single one of them.
just to prove they weren't, Fornwald, who, by the way, Great picture, Bucko. That was awesome. Yeah.
Show the others.
That got retweeted a few times. Kyle Hoyam, thanks for the shout out.
All right.
Yeah, Preston Erickson, who voted for, I believe, Boomer, which was a joke. So, just kidding. So yeah, that does it for our tap host tip off segment. Once again, Pete, thanks for the pizza. Awesome, love it.
Cheers,
Great
Pete.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pete.
Our top 5 this week. We wanted to go a little personal with it. We knew golf was coming
hey,
back this week.
Lane, before we get in the top 5, can we knock Pratsky off his high horse here?
Oh, yes.
Because
You mean about that
what
shirt?
happened throughout the last
You mean
week?
about the shirt or the Bonds thing? Because we can do
Oh, sure.
The Bonds thing.
How about it?
Because it was, I won't quite say a daily reminder, but Pratt's head has been, he pulled a Bonds. In the matter of a week, things just went.
That's his neck. That's his neck, though. That's his neck.
Wow. Anyway, there's a couple things that I have to get off my chest with this thing. Because I got to admit, Pratt, I thought we were going to spend most of the episode arguing about whether he did them, because you've spent your entire life arguing that he's never done them. So for you to actually admit it, I got to give you credit, because you threw a curveball at me. And I was honestly, I was like, wow, I didn't even know how to react to it. So
I Papa Doc you.
what?
Papa Doc you, the guy that
8 Mile.
Thanks,
No.
8 Mile. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll take it, because you've never admitted that. So that was a
I didn't
huge
get it.
step.
Anyways, go ahead.
We went on record. Yeah, anyway. So the questions that I've got, more the things that I keep hearing from all these Bonds fans, is that everyone keeps saying, well, 80% of the league was on them. They weren't against the rules, all this stuff. And I get that that's the point. Like, you don't need to prove that point, because if it was the opposite, if he was one of a few guys doing them and this was illegal, I think that this wouldn't be an argument, would it? So I think those are the only things that are kind of making this a valid disagreement between the two sides. The question that I have is, why lie about it? Like, why does he go and do that? Why not have a little bit of integrity in this whole thing and just own up to it like the rest of the people did throughout this whole thing? But the main thing that frustrates me is the same group of people go through and they say that his numbers pre-steroids are Hall of Fame worthy, which I totally agree. And that's the part that frustrates me the most, is we should be talking about the greatest story in sports history of Barry Bonds dominating baseball in the steroid era, steroid era, not on steroids, and doing it clean. And he didn't. He flaked out and then made a joke of it. Like, he didn't. Why not? He didn't come clean. He didn't do any of that stuff. And I don't get how you can induct somebody into the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying take away his records. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I'm just saying there's a certain level of integrity needed to make the Hall of Fame. And that's the argument that we have here, that there's no, like, I just don't understand why anyone thinks he should get in.
There's no integrity in the Hall of Fame, first of all. There's some awful in the Hall of Fame.
Okay,
And
can I
steroid
say one?
users. What?
Can I say one thing to that?
Yeah.
So is the answer to keep letting pieces of shit in the Hall of Fame, or is the answer to stop and actually do something about it and start drawing a line, or just keep doing it?
Is he a piece of shit though because of this? Because he's just his personality.
Well, both.
Because, like, there's actual steroid users in the Hall of Fame. You know that.
Yes, I know. That's what I was trying to get at last week, is draw the line somewhere here. Like, don't keep letting them in. Draw the line. You have to do it somewhere.
Yeah, but you don't, because as long as you're within the rules. You're within the rules. What about Chris Tarnas broke up, great point. Court bats were everywhere in the 60s and 70s. We're not going to take Hank Aaron and take away his stuff. And even Boomer referenced the future. I bet you a few years from now, guys are probably on things that are fine right now. all of a sudden they're like, okay, this isn't right what they're doing. Take that away. They're not going to discount these current players. Once the rule's in place and they break them, that's different.
Well, just hang on. The steroids he took, Pratt, were not like, it's not like those were like clean at one point. It was just not on the banned substance list. Like it was inevitable that those were going to get banned at some point, and everyone knew that. Hence the reason why. Why did he lie? Why lie?
I can't tell you what. He actually said he didn't knowingly take them, which whatever, that's his stance. But that's not even the point. Is him denying it because they made it a big deal. So he.
Why isn't that the point? Why can't he lied about it, Pratt? Like, and if it was that clean and it wasn't against the rules, then why is he lying?
If he lied about it, why didn't he get perjury and obstruction of justice when he said he didn't knowingly take them?
What do you mean? So he said
in court.
Yeah.
And they couldn't prove that he took them.
So now, are you saying that he didn't take them, or are you saying that he did?
I actually don't know because he never tested positive in MLB.
Oh, here we go.
So you're gonna play both sides. You're gonna do that. You're gonna play he didn't take them when he shouldn't have, but he did take them just to get through. Like, you're playing both sides.
No, I'm saying he didn't break the rules. You're saying it's an integrity thing. Integrity doesn't give a shit about the Hall of Fame.
Yes, it does.
Pete
Rose. It doesn't.
Pete
Why
Rose.
is Jeff Bagwell in? Why is Jeff Bagwell in? Why is Pudge Rodriguez in? Why is Ty Cobb in? I won't even go into Ty Cobb with the things he did when he was alive, but like, why is Kirby Puckett in? I don't even want to get into his criminal side. There's no integrity in the Hall of Fame.
So make it about integrity because it's supposed to be. That's what it is, Pratt.
Now make it with integrity?
Don't keep making the same mistake. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying take away his records. Don't take away any of his championships. But he
didn't have any.
Yeah, I know.
What's Lane laughed at? By the way, and I don't know if you want to end it on this. I forgot to bring up last week. As soon as Lane says the word cheat about Barry Bonds to me, how do you not laugh? We're talking a New England Patriots fan accusing a player of cheating. Like, the difference between Bonds and New England and Tom.
How fitting with what he's wearing right now, too.
I want to remind everybody that the segment's brought to you by the Tap House.
So,
well, we found our segment for next week.
Yeah, no, I just had to get it off my chest.
No, Jeff, we're going to come back to this. It ain't going to be, no. It ain't going to be this episode. It's going to be next episode, and you can book it already right now. We're talking about Deflategate. We're talking about, you want to get into it? Let's get into it. Because, no, we're not, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I refuse. Nope.
Trigger.
Yeah.
Nope.
Moving on.
Well played, Pratt.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay. Need to
top five.
Yeah, top five. We're coming back to that. Not this episode, but we're coming back to it, Pratt. Okay. Anyway, top five. Oh, I'm just rattled now.
You better not start it off.
And did it while I'm wearing the Brady jersey too. You bastard. Okay. Top golf memories. So we went. I'm just.
Okay, do you want me to get through this late? We did it. PGA started today, so we went with a little bit of a theme.
Just give me a red hot second here. It's okay. I'm a little fuming.
Have a bite of pizza or something.
Yeah,
I'm out.
yeah.
I'm out of ammo.
Have a cigarette.
Yeah. Okay. Top five golf moments, memories. We decided we kind of maybe go a little bit of a personal side to it, as well as we could do professional ones. So anything from junior golf, our career, good, bad, memorable, you name her, she's in there. So I'll start with mine. I don't really have an order for these because you can't really well, okay, the last one is going to be the number one. I'm just going to put it that. But so number five, we'll say, this is in district qualifying when I was 17 at Woodlawn. Hole 7 on the green in 2, having a decent round, and put it on to about 12 feet for eagle. And straight three jacked it, three putted for a par.
From 12
Snap.
feet.
I flipped a cog and I broke the putter over my knee in half. And
Bold.
it was, I was pretty pumped about it at the time. Not only was I shocked that I was able to do it, but took out some frustration. Then I realized, well, how are you
Break
going
a
to
club
finish
over your leg?
What's that?
You were surprised that you could break a club over your leg?
Yeah, I'm not that strong, Wilson. I'm really not. I'm just really
Okay
not.
then.
Like
Yeah,
twigs.
fair enough. Yeah,
I
okay.
mean,
Maintain. Keep going.
is what it is. It was great until I realized I had nothing to putt with till I got back to the clubhouse and got my backup putter out of my locker.
Illegal.
I was
Illegal.
just gonna say,
It 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 didn't matter.
Asterisk.
I was just
So
gonna say, Lane's
Hang
just
on.
this is the cheating episode.
Yeah.
Fucking we are
It's happening
rolling
again,
here.
you guys. It's happening again.
it was discussed and cleared with the guys running the tournament.
Okay.
Whether you want to believe that or not, Bob Lausch, you want to comment on this? You know damn well what went on. So anyway, hole 8, I resorted to a 7-iron to try and putt. That didn't go well.
Much loft, eh?
And hole 9, I was on the front edge of the slope, and I had about I think a 50-footer, and I just said, screw it, I'm taking my 3-wood out and putting this thing because I can't do any worse. And I'm not even kidding you, I drained the putt from 50 feet for birdie with a 3-wood.
Oh.
Just, and then I went on the back 9 and shot 47 and didn't qualify. So yeah, that's
Oh,
just
wow.
great. So,
Holy, that took a turn.
yeah, didn't go well. So that's number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna go professional. It kind of really cemented me as a huge golf fan and really wanted to be involved in it. I don't know if you guys remember Tiger's hole in one at the Phoenix Open in
Oh, yeah.
'97.
Yep.
9-iron, 152 yards. Could hear a pin drop, and for how many people were around that, like it's the waste management now, and for everyone that knows, this is just a party. I went there this year. Not for me. My anxiety was an all-time high. I wanted to hide because it was just too much. Other than it was good to get to see all the pros and stuff, but so many people, and then when he hit the ball and just the eruption, and then for it to bounce twice and in the hole, and then he's doing the whole this to the fans, which back then was cool by any stretch. It isn't now, so but whatever. That right there, it really made me a huge Tiger fan. It made me want to get more involved in golf. So I look at that one as a good one. I told you guys about this one. The other, not really. I just kind of gave, but this is 3 years ago, 2 years ago. It's tough to really say which one it was because there's been a few. Qualifying in the men's classic. For those of you, for you guys, it's always been kind of a. I just wanted to make the horse race once. I feel I feel like I would have a panic attack on 10T that would be of monumental proportions and hilarious. So that alone is worth it. But I just wanted to make it one time because I felt I have the game, I just don't have the mental game. That's just unfortunately the way it goes for me. But I was golfing with Sykes, Wilhelm, and Blocky in qualifying. I was +2 going on to 17 and well within getting in. And all I
Yeah,
needed to do
74.
was
74 is usually in. Yep.
I just needed to basically par to give myself a chance. I hit my tee shot on the left side of the green, and it was just in the edge of the taller grass. I could get a shot at it. So my choice was take the drop, try and chip it on, and make a bogey and get out of there and try and do something on 18, or still have a chance at 3 over. I've seen 75s and 76s get in, depending on the conditions. I tried the hero shot. I nubbed it, chipped it on, 2 putt for a 6. I took a 6. Um, I was just crushed. Went on 18, made a par, and I literally was so deflated and hurt because it was the closest I'd ever been, and I literally went out to the parking lot and sat in my vehicle and like pounded about 18 cigarettes and just shed a tear. It was not good. It was not good. So, I mean, whatever. It's funny, but it's like depressing funny. It's great for
Yeah.
everyone else, but um, my number two moment, anything to just do with and shout out Amanda mentioned Karen Lausch, Pratsky, Lee, Inger, Eric Page, um, anybody that we went on golf trips with, Pratt, whether it be to Minot, White Bear, any golf tournament, they were just great. You know, we had such a good team. Eric Page at that time, like he was older than us a bit, but he was just a riot. Like the way he just owned Bob Loesch, it was just too much, man. Um, just the fun we had, the camaraderie, the team aspect of it. We won bronze, silver. Uh, Unfortunately, I was not on the team that won gold. Um,
Really?
I was given an honorable um, medal, and I was mentioned. I was not on the team. I didn't qualify. That was the year that I didn't qualify. Bob was really, and credit to Bob. Bob was fairly hurt about it because I was on that team all the years, and that was the year we finally pushed through to get gold, and I wasn't actually on the team. Props to Nathan Jesse though. That year he did beat me out and shot a 75 in qualifying to make the team. So, um, yeah, just remembering all that good stuff. Golfing with Amanda lots. Great girl, great history golfing with her. And number one, oh boy. So,
More tears?
Noel for yeah, well, uh, Bannintine, formerly known as the Bannintine. Do you remember this, Pratt? The
Bagley?
Bannintine, yeah, the Bannintine golf tournament at Woodlawn, junior golf tournament. Uh, me, Rout, and Graham Dillette in a group, and it just the way this all unfolded was just too much. I was actually one under going on to hole 8. I was actually beating Rout and Graham, and Graham threw it in my kitchen that, geez, you're putting a hell of a round together here, and pumping my tires. Meanwhile, in the back of my head, I know what he's doing. He's trying to get the gears spinning and have Lance have a little Lance moment. And took a triple on 8. That damn bush on the left, I just curse it every time I see it. So it went from -1 to 2 over, and I'm fuming at this point because I knew Graham got the better of me. Um, and Rout too. Rout was like the poking of the stick, like he just wanted to see the wheels fall off. Good on him. So we went to the back nine. Still not out of it, but I mean I'm out of it because Graham is now, I think he's even, and it's done. It's in the bag. Get the whole 11 tee box, old 11 tee box, and Graham hit his shot. Keep in mind I'm pretty fuming at this point, so I'm just not really thinking, so whatever. He hits his ball, and I'm just kind of in a zone, and I tee up my ball, and I got my 7-iron, and I kind of back off of it, and I take a practice swing. Well, Graham hadn't picked up his tee yet. So Graham's tee was behind me, and Graham went to kind of bend down and grab it. And on my backswing, I stroked him right in the temple with a 7-iron. Went down like he got shot. I was just like, oh, what just happened? Like, out, done. Route sitting there looking at me like, what did you do? And like
Payback
back,
for hole 8.
when you're kids, you're kind of like, oh man, Kay, like, are you good? Are you good? Like, we don't have to tell anybody about this. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I did, and I was freaking out. I thought I killed him. Came to, it was all good. He had a huge welt on his head. I don't even know if he ended up winning the tournament, but I'm taking that as a moral victory. So Graham, I still love you, bud. There's no hard feelings. I hope you know it was accidental, and hopefully we have a little discussion about this. So that is my list, guys.
Uh, I hope it's accidental. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, me too. My Lord.
For the viewers, it was accidental. Who's next? Who wants it?
Okay.
Wilson, you want the floor?
I can go. I'll make her quick here. Kind of got a similar one to that Lane did too, anyway. But okay, 5 little icebreaker. I don't even know if it's like a memorable one. It's just actually more funny. Classic once again. I think his second round. So teeing off on hole 10, which it's the old hole 10, and that hole, for those that don't know, it's like a 7-iron wedge type hole, water in front. You have to lay up anyway. And back playing tough because they'll get in, hate that hole, get to the tee. There's bushes on the left, bail way out onto the range, like way out on the range. But it's like exactly what I was trying to do because I didn't want to go in the bush. So I got a nice clear wedge back onto the hole to the green. I'm out there. I'm taking practice swings, whatever, kind of waiting. Other guys hit, and then the guys get off the green. I pre-shot routine, hit it on the green. Everything's all good. Get up there, go to fix my ball mark. Got a ball mark and then a range ball like 2 feet after my mark. And I'm like, oh man, I rolled over. Like this is, and I'm like, nothing's cluing in. And then I like, okay, nothing's over the green. And then it like clicks. And I'm like, I hit a range ball. Look back, little white dot out on the range. And I'm like, wow, what a start. So I went back. I don't know. I think I knocked it on 2-putted. None of us knew what to do. We were like, do I play the range ball to finish it out? Like, do I go hit again? Like, none of us were like, what is going on? So I took a 2-stroke penalty. But anyway, just, reminder to stay a little bit focused, especially to start around, no matter how drunk you are, I guess. Professional number 4 is my one professional kind of moment that sticks out when I was thinking about this. I don't remember, like I should have actually done more homework on the stats about it. I just remember him blowing the field out of the water, which was Tiger's first Masters in '97. And the part that I remember is just throughout the whole tournament, as he started to pull away, my dad was just like, okay, you got to watch this guy. Like he is the real deal. Dad's a huge Jack fan, but he was pointing out Tiger. And I just remember like thinking, I go back to that point and go, wow, that was the hit. That was him bursting onto the scenes. And I didn't know, like I was only like 10 or 11. So I didn't know much about him in college or anything like that. But yeah, it's that to me, the Tiger moment, as much as he's got all these amazing shots in his career, go back to the very beginning and watch him really just break onto the scenes. That one sticks out. What else do I got here? Oh, okay. Number 3 is kind of golf / just it's all the planning and all of the golfing and everything like that for the shotgun shootouts that we used to do. So shotgun shootout was a tournament that we essentially invented that basically had a rule in it where you had to, on the back 9, there's a scramble, if you got birdie or if you got par or worse, you had to shotgun a beer. Your whole team did. And anyway, it just every year slowly escalated where we were wearing, they were called uniforms. And then 2 years, 3 years later, full-fledged costumes. Like, I think by the end of it, my team, we were Street Fighter and I was Blanca. And we'd go out at, like, it was, but like that whole thing, we do a big draft, like for the team. So you get 30, 40 people. We do a draft for the teams. I usually hosted a big banquet the night before. It grew. I think we got kicked off Woodlawn twice. Like
isn't that when McKellar did the backflip off 18 Bridge?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Dewick flipped a cog. Yeah.
Well, it was out of hand. Like it was fun. Anyway, so the whole planning of that and more like just how it it just grew and grew. The next one, what do we got here? Oh yeah, similar to what Lane said, the junior golf and just with the guys and the girls on the team too, and just traveling. But the memory that really sticks out would be provincials, Boomer, when the year we won in grade 12. So, but the reason why I love it is because, well, there was way better teams in that school. Like when you guys played, we were not expected to win. And we didn't even have that expectation. First day we bombed it. Second day we come in, and where I'm going with the true memory, and this is a lot of golf tournaments, especially when it's the teamed events, but when you're walking and you're crossing guys and you're talking and things start buzzing around the course, like, oh yeah, Boomer's leaving and all this stuff, and you get scores and it's kind of being passed, like, because there's no phones back then, right? Yeah. So you're literally just hearing it through multiple groups. And then for us to kind of have the buzz going, hearing how the leading team was doing, and then to pull it out, that's definitely number two.
Two best golfers in the province for junior players were on Prince Albert, and it was their home course.
Yeah,
like
it was that
Dave Stewart, wow. Dave Stewart, and Eric McCallum. Like,
yeah,
holy,
that was awesome. Boomer, you actually have the best story of you diving through the hotel window that night before that. Oh, that kills me every time. Bruised from here down, and you shot a 72 the next day, and you were.
I think I went 75-70
down your belly button.
Yeah, I think I went 75-70, but I'm not for sure. But yeah, it was awesome. That was painful.
Number one, horse race. Don't even know what year. It's the only year that I've made it, and like Lane said, it is tense, and this was once again back on the old back nine at Woodlawn. Anyway, not that this was a last minute decision, because I had made my decision since I was 6 years old that if I made the horse race, I'm going for it on hole 10, which is about a 290 carry.
Yeah, 290 carry, 310 to put it on, yeah.
And anyway, I get up there, grab driver. Dad tried talking me out of it for the whole day. He tried talking me out of it. Wasn't talking me out of it. Get on the tee. Everyone's kind of driving out to the holes, right? Like, because it's the first hole. Nobody's even set yet. And like when we're talking the horse race at Esteban, and it's like
250 carts.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you have never been, you guys should seriously go. It's an awesome event. Don't know when we're going to be able to ever do that again. But anyway, get on the tee. Just kind of trying to hit it, put a nice swing on it, because if you bash it, you're way over. But anyway, I hit it and I pull it, but I juice it, and like the adrenaline's pumping, and it would have cleared the trees by 5 feet. Dewick behind me goes, oh, that didn't make it. I'm like, oh man, like I hit that good. Anyway, it's behind the carts. No one can see it's there, so no one's saying anything. So I'm like, oh man. But I'm like, I could have swore I hit it. Get up, kind of walk up to the side, go to a few of the guys. I'm like, am I safe? They're like, well, I don't know where you went. And then I look over to where I went, and there's Dave Price in the middle of 18 fairway, like way two hands up like a touchdown sign, ball in between his legs, and it's just him. Like, there's nobody else out there. He went out there, he must have known I was going to smack it out there or something. But yeah, just looking over and like, biggest sigh of relief. Like, I'm not having a re-tee or like, because when you're hit it left there, you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, should have learned my lesson there and laid up on 12, but went for it on 12 and got knocked out on that hole.
Your shot, though, your second shot onto 10 was amazing.
Yeah, because I had to go over the tree.
Over the trees. I remember that.
Yeah, no, it's that horse race. Like I said, if you haven't been, it's an event. You should definitely try to make it. That's it. That's my
solid list. Pratsky, can you top it?
What do I got here? First one I'll do is my professional one. Tiger Woods. Why? Who else, right? He's obviously had the biggest effect on us. Kind of like Wilson as a tournament. What tournament had the biggest kind of effect on what I feel Tiger Woods? I took the 2008 U.S. Open. where he wins it on one leg, tears his ACL.
Yep.
And you already know Tiger's the best, but then when all the odds are against him, he still goes out, birdies the 18th hole, sinks an 18-footer to tie it in classic Tiger fashion. Next day has
That's Rocco.
Rocco Media, yeah.
Rocco Media, yeah.
Yeah. And beats him the next day, limping around the whole time. To me, that's the legendary thing about Tiger right there. Where
You know what, Pratt? That was kind of when I didn't like Tiger, and I used to I'd see him limping around and be like, "Come on." That one specifically. I went through a phase of just Tiger was not my guy.
He was hurt.
Absolutely, it was for sure.
So
Good
yeah,
one, Jeff.
yeah. Another one kind of touched on it. 2000 or 99 high school provincials. Lane, I thought you were on the team.
I played. I
guess
just
you
was
weren't.
not on the team. I was able to compete in the individual. So
Okay. It's me, Ing, Jesse, and Rote, and then Amanda and Karen. Amanda and Karen, I mean, stacked with them, and we dominated provincials at Woodlawn. Just a cool memory, right? Win provincials. We won Athletes of the Year that year.
I was on that. Yes.
Yeah. So
Athletes of the Year.
Yeah, it was different back then, Wills.
The
It was
golf
different.
team won Athlete of the Year.
Yeah, like the
Will-
Bruin dinner thing.
Oh,
worth noting, by the way, I've won 3 Athlete of the Year awards. We can address that next episode.
Hey, Jeff. Wilson's won 4.
No,
I
not
thought
these
you won
ones.
all 4 years.
no.
That's high school.
What are you talking about? Best
this
athlete
is
at TSM?
This is the Bruin Sports Dinner
The
with the
sportsman
whole.
dinner.
Oh, okay, never mind.
We actually
Oh, you won 3.
Pratt. We got to meet Walter Gretzky.
Oh, and yeah, and Jerry Cheevers was there. Brad Park was there. Brad Park.
Believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Another Mooseman Oilman's 20. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Won't even go there.
But you went there.
Really accomplishments because I've never had a hole in one. I've never really done that much great in golf. But these are just memories I have on the course or near the course. So I'm like 14 years old, maybe 13, over at Peter Ing's house. If you guys all know Peter Ing, the nicest human being in the world.
Yeah.
Fellow lefty. Me and his son Dustin are playing around with his clubs. He's got an Orlamar Tri-Medal, the new driver that year. And I'm loving them. I'm like, oh, this is sweet. And Peter, being the nice guy he is, he's like, borrow it. Go ahead, Jeff, take it. I said, no, Pete, I don't need to. He goes, no, take it, use it. Let me know what you think. All right, I take it. I go golfing the next day. I don't know who I'm golfing with, but I double bogey the first hole. And as I'm on the fairway, I'm carrying my clubs. So you got the bag stand. I put it on the grass there. I hit a 9-iron and like shanked it or chunked it. And I baseball swing my 9-iron as hard as I can against the bag. Take double bogey, go to hole 2 tee box.
Oh no.
Bring out the Orlamar, take the head cover out, give her a little waggle, breaks in half. So there I start kind of crying. I don't know who I was golfing with. Finished the round, whatever. I get home. I go to my dad, Jim Pratt. I'm like, Dad, guess what happened? What do? I broke Peter's driver, and classic Jim, he's like, call him up and tell him what you did. I was like, okay. I was kind of hoping you'd cover for me, but okay. I call Pete, and I'm literally bawling. Peter, you'll never guess what I did. I broke your driver today. Crying my face off. What a loser I am. Just such a champ, right? He's like, it's okay.
A lot of crying on the episode today.
So
There's more.
that was I missed that. What?
I just said lots of crying, and Boomer says there's going to be more.
So that was that story. Bless your heart, Peter. What a beauty.
He is a beauty.
Other one, Wells. Hawk Tree, Boomer Stag, 2012.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
probably.
my God. How did I forget this?
Hole 16, we're in a match, me and Dustin Ing versus Wilson and
Oh.
Lee. We're up 1, and we're on 16, a short par 4, and the green is the size of Bean Fate. It's humongous.
Huge.
A lot of them are there.
Lee Simons puts his second shot on, and he is literally 80 to 90 feet. And I'm not exaggerating, right, Will?
Oh, bent
Massive.
curler too. Just whoosh.
And-
Like he had to putt it probably 120 feet.
And we're just kind of laughing. We're making jokes about it. And Wilson kind of goes up to Lee and just mutters. Because keep in mind, there is a creek or a river in front of this green with boulders down the side. Okay? And Wilson mutters to Lee, "You drop this, I'm jumping in." We laugh, right? We laugh. Leo, triple, quadruple breaker, drops it. I look over and Wills, without any hesitation, is just launched himself off the cliff into the river. He doesn't even know how deep it is.
No.
It could have been 3 feet. You could have broke your neck.
Yeah.
And-
Hey, fuck. Would have learned
It
the
was
lesson then, though.
Unreal to see it live. Sad thing is we ended up winning on 18. It was all for
Right.
naught.
Pratt, I had to remember what happened. I jumped in with the hat. I climb out, get to the green, and you pricks are like, "Wells, your hat's on that side." So then I had to go jump in again.
Right. And then
They
they
climb all the
recorded it.
way out and then tell me my hat's in there, so I had to jump in and go get it.
It
And I
was
had
a
my
ninja- it was a
phone in my
ninja-
pocket, everything.
That's
It was-
right, the phone. I remember that part.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, I forgot about that. That might have cracked my list. That was a hell of a putt.
Oh, how do you forget that moment, eh?
Wow.
I would have forgot
I
it
know
after
how I forgot it.
I know how I did, the condition I was in that weekend.
That was a good time.
Good
That was
one.
when Park was chasing people around with snakes. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So my last one, I find this very comedic. Mr. Wallace, Lane Wallace.
I was really hoping you weren't gonna. Oh man. Okay, go ahead.
Let me set it up quickly. We're about 13, 14 years old. A lot of crazy shit happened. We're that age. Hitting from hole 6 tee box in Estevan, which is on top of the hill. You guys know that. Rainy day. We got pole carts too, right? We're walking because we're juniors. We hit our balls. This is back when there's no cart path beside 6 tee box on top. It's just a dirt, clay, kind of gravelly slope down that you can push your pole cart down. Well, we grab our pole carts. I'm walking behind Lane. He starts going down the hill. Keep in mind, he's wearing khakis too. Oh. And you know when your legs go ahead of your body? And he starts doing like Fred Flintstone bowling. He's on his toes, and his body can't keep up with his feet. He bails on the pole cart, and all you hear is, "Boys, I'm losing it! I'm losing it!" Ass over tea kettle, he's up in the air, lands on his ass, and slides down this hill like he's on a mud water slide all the way to the bottom. Funniest thing I've maybe ever seen in my life. Gets up, his khakis are now gray and black with mud. I don't know if he finished the hole or the round or what.
I finished the round. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cried in the truck
Oh
after.
yeah, that was.
I'll never forget that.
No, it was something else. Shit. Good on you. Well played. Yeah. Boomer.
Wilmer?
oh, that's a tough one to follow. I actually have two from the pro ranks here, and they're both from who else? Tiger Woods. The first one, and this is what I referred to when I was talking about crying. The 2019 Masters, when Tiger won, I've wanted to see him come back and not even dominate. I wanted to see him come back and just win again, and not even necessarily a major, but for him to do it again at Augusta. I remember we were sitting in my in-laws' living room, and Kim was beside me on the couch, and he made that putt, and just watching him, you know, he didn't even know what to do at that point. And Kim looked over at me, and she's just like, "Are you crying?" And I like looked at her, and I'm like, "Yeah." And like it was just, yeah. I mean, I was pretty damn happy. It was so good to just see that, see him come back and just play the back nine again like a wily veteran. Like, you know, them other guys really didn't know how to face him on that back nine, which was, oh, it was something to watch. I really enjoyed it. My number four, my number four actually almost made last week's list, if you can believe it. But it was the August Classic at Woodlawn in
Sure.
2013. Um, and I myself had a 5-shot lead going into the start the final round. Um, and I had 5 shots on Brendan Gruby. I think I had 6 shots on Anthony Maley, maybe. And Rout was in there somewhere too. But either way, I had this great big lead, and I hit the ball so bad that day. Like it was to the point where I was hitting 2 irons off the tee just to not go OB, and I couldn't hit an iron to save my life. Um, so basically, you know, all my putts were for par. That was the other thing that kind of it pissed me off. I just couldn't do anything out there. Couldn't do any. It was like my game totally deserted me. And I had a 2-shot lead anyway, still going on to 18. So in reality, I don't think I played that bad, but I don't think anybody, or I mean, I think I played bad, but I think everybody else kind of did too. I had a 2-shot lead on 18T, and Brendan Gruby was playing with me, and I just said to myself, like, and I don't know if it was, you know, dad in the back of my mind saying, just take par. Just make a par. What's the big deal? Make a par. If he makes eagle, whatever, go to a playoff, you know? So that's what I did. I pulled 2 iron in middle of the fairway, like first fairway I hit all day. Um, Laid up with my second shot, and Gruby's got, I'm thinking he was on top of the shelf, so I think he had about 200 in. It's a par five for those of you that don't know. Basically straight away, there's trouble on the right off the tee, and it's almost an island green. So Gruby's got a 7 iron in, and he hits it to about 8 or 9 feet. So I had laid up. I hit my next shot to about the same range as him, but I was away. Um, and I left my birdie putt right on the lip. I remember I left it right there, and I walked up, tapped my putt in, and I turned and I looked at Brendan and I said, "Well, drill it, bud." And he turns around and he's got about I'm going to say about a 2.5 foot breaker to the left. The pin was at the back middle there where it breaks hard left, and he dropped it. And I just, like I said, I just said, well, whatever, it is what it is. Went to hole one for the playoff. Both of us hit bad drives. Both of us left our second shots short, and I totally stubbed my chip. It barely made it to the green, and he hit it up there to a couple feet, and he made his, and I missed my long par putt. So that was me losing the 2013 Classic, and yeah, like I said, it almost made my biggest chokes list because that was pretty sick. But my
I
next
don't
one goes
remember.
back. What's that?
I just don't remember you doing that.
Yeah,
No.
it wasn't pretty. I know why you don't remember. It's because of the day before.
Well, that's
Um,
yeah.
but the
2013. Oh
20.
yeah,
Okay, so
there's
that
some
we'll
dark
come back
days.
to that. We'll come back to that situation. Um, on the My next one's from the pro ranks again. It's Tiger, and it's for me the most iconic golf shot that I've ever seen in my life live on TV.
The chip.
And it's during the 2005 Masters off the back of hole 16. Um, I just It's in the final round, and he's standing there on 16 tee box. He nukes his shot over the green. And for those of you who don't know, 16 is that iconic hole over the lake to a shallow green with a bunker on the left, and the pin was sitting down by the bunker in that bottom on the left side of the green. And he's actually against the collar, and that part I don't think gets enough credit. But what he does is he starts his chip, he hits a pitch, and he lands it, and I'm thinking it's somewhere in the neighborhood of about 25 feet to the left of the flag. And it somehow hops, and checks, and then catches the slope. And the ball slowly starts to make its way towards the hole. And I just remember like the hair. I couldn't. It was crazy because the ball just kept going and it kept going and it kept going, and then it died right on the lip, and it was like, how does it not go in? And then it fell in, and he just goes absolutely insane, and the crowd didn't shut up for like 5 minutes. Like it was unbelievable.
Well,
And
the camera was vibrating when
oh,
Yeah.
by the time that
Yeah.
thing dropped.
it was crazy. And then he went on to win that Masters in a playoff with DeMarco.
Mm.
Oh,
So I mean,
Marco.
What a
oh,
call,
just
too. In,
yeah.
in your life, have you seen that?
Oh,
Oh, right, that
Whatever
was
you
that
said.
Oh,
one.
the call. Yeah.
oh my goodness. Like just incredible. I loved it. It was just it was special for me anyway. Moving on to my number two. Dustin was a pretty big part of this. It was winning the 2013 horse race at Woodlawn. And for those of you that don't know, the horse race is basically you start off with 12 golfers, two get eliminated each of the first two holes, and then one gets eliminated every hole after until you have a winner standing on after 9 holes. And in Estevan, it's one of the biggest events of the summer. It seems like more and more people are
Oh,
coming
it's the
out to it
biggest.
now.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, there's usually 200 plus carts out there, and it's usually pandemonium by the end of the round because everybody's so wrecked. But it's such a good time. But anyways, winning the horse race was pretty big for me because I've wanted to do it since I was 16, the first time that I ever played in the classic. And Wilson was my caddy. He likes to take a lot of the credit uh, for that win. Even though he couldn't even really see me by the time, like on the ninth green there, I remember he kind of had his whole cross-eyed thing going on where he looks above you, doesn't really look at you, and he says to me, "What just happened?" I said, "I won, buddy." And he's like, "Yeah." So that was
Well,
pretty
you should
good,
have heard
but
me telling the
Okay.
story the next day.
Hold on
I
a
was
sec.
telling people you won in a chip off.
Was that was was that the year you two did the chest bump on hole 4 from down in the?
I was gonna bring that back up. Do you know why? Because like I hit my drive over there because Wilson tells me on the tee box, he's like, "Booms, just hit driver." Wilson's 3 sheets to the wind, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'll hit driver." So I blast one down the right side. That's one of my longer drives. I'm pin high to the right of 4, and I've got a hit. Basically, 4 from where I was is probably a 20-foot elevation difference above me up there on top of the slope. And like I'm looking at the shot, I'm like, I don't know about this, Wilson. This wasn't the best play. And he's like, just flop it. I'm like, okay. And I open the face wide up and I swing as hard as I can and I hit this ball a mile in the air and it comes down. I think I was a foot and a half away from the pin.
Yeah, it was an insane shot. It was.
Yeah, like and to hear the roar in that was oh man, that was crazy.
Wilson almost
But
fell over after the chest bump. I remember that too. It
yeah,
was.
that's why he started going to the gym.
Don't remember that either.
Um, my last one's pretty funny. I think it's funny. I shouldn't say it's pretty funny right away. But we are. Let me set the scene here for you. I'm pretty sure that it's Wekopaw in Arizona, Phoenix. It was part of our big golf trip that we went on. We actually got together. I think it was 12. It was 12 guys, I think,
Yeah.
and we all jumped planes and we went down there and we decided we were going to pick, 3 really solid facilities and play 36 holes every day. And we started the round out. It was me, Carter Walliser, Stephen Perry, and Chris Gould, our buddies. And by, I think it would have been hole 15 tee box, it was down to me and Carter due to intoxication reasons. So it was just me and Carter, and the group ahead of us on the tee already. One guy yells out at us and says, like, man, your buddies are just smoke drunk. They just headed into the clubhouse. And okay, whatever, not the end of the world. And we pull up to the tee box, and I'm kind of wondering, like, what's going. And I'm looking at this one guy, and the guy looks pretty familiar. And like Carter looks at me, and I look at him, and we didn't say anything at that point, but they hit their tee shots and they just go on. And it's like slow golf, right? So it's just me and Carter left, and we're like, well, whatever. We hit our tee shots and we play out hole 15 after waiting for these guys. We get to hole 16, it's a par 3. And they're on the tee box, and I just pull the cart up right beside him, and Carter elbows me in the ribs, and he's like, that's Joe Buck. And I looked at him, and I was like, wow, yeah, that is Joe Buck. Like, so, like,
He had a
whatever, we're
beard.
standing up there. One of the guys actually comes over to us and is like, hey, can you take our picture? Well, Carter's like, yeah. So we jump up there and we walk up, and Carter takes the picture. I've got like an iron in my hand. Like, I don't even know what I was doing. I was so nervous. And they're just like, do you guys just want to play out the round with us? There's nobody behind you. These guys are going to take forever. Is that okay? And Carter goes, yeah, but are you Joe Buck? And he looks at Carter and he looks at me and he looks at Carter and he kind of is just like, yeah, I am. Like, he says it quietly, but he's like, yeah, I am. And he had like a full beard on and a big pair of glasses and a hat down over his eyes. And that's not the part that really sticks out to me. But the most memorable part is like, I tee up my ball and I hit my shot on that hole. And the first thing he said to me is, wow, great swing, Mark. I've never been called Mark in my life. My name's Boomer or Mark. I've never ever referred to myself as Mark, but if Joe Buck wants to call me Mark, that's cool. So I let it go, and we played the rest of the holes out, and it was pretty crazy listening to his voice because he actually talks like that all the time. So that's my moment.
Nice. Well,
Nice.
boys, those were some good lists. I will definitely say it's not bad. So um, we're really glad we got a chance to share all these with everybody, and hopefully you guys get a laugh out of it. So we want to appreciate you guys giving us a chance to tell our stories there. And the best part is like, guys, on Twitter, on Facebook, like let's hear your stories. Hit us up on Twitter. Tell us your personal stories. It was, we want to kind of be able to get to know some things about you guys, have some fun with it. Speaking of that, we actually, with the return of golf this week at Colonial, great field. As we all know, we looked at the field. I was actually surprised that many top golfers decided to come back this soon. But it's great. Went over really well today from what I saw. Um, we have a little bit of skin in the game for us degenerate gamblers. Obviously, didn't take much for us to get out of bed for that. We each put 25 on it. We picked teams of 5. We'll post our teams on Twitter. We'll smack talk this weekend. We'll be posting scores, and we'll have a little bit of fun with it. So check that out. One of our boys, Josh Hoshi, he hit us up on Twitter with Hoshi.
Howshy.
Hoshi.
Howshy.
He he hit us up and wanted to hear what our top stadiums as far as where we've been, food, that type of stuff. So we're just gonna kind of go around the horn here, like we've done before. Couple honest, solid memories of where we've been, what we like, what we don't like. Hit it off. Give her, Dustin.
Well, first of all, actually, I'll say it's nice to see all the feedback that we got from the viewers on just different ideas and stuff like that. I mean, we asked, and you guys came to the table with some good ideas. So I like Housies. I like that we picked it anyway. I'm just going through my list here because I had a number. So I don't necessarily have a favorite. Obviously, I'm a Packers fan, and I've been to Lambeau a couple times. Well, been to Lambeau a time and a half. But I have been to 13 different stadiums, I think, in the top 4 sports. Now, here's one that I meant to look up but didn't have time before the show. Does the Boston Bruins and Celtics, are they both in the Garden?
Pretty
Think
sure.
so.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
okay.
isn't that TD Bank Arena now or TD
Oh,
Garden?
yeah. So
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
they
that.
both play out of the same one. Yep.
Okay, well then, yeah, no, so it's 13, and I think because I was like, it's funny. Usually, you're looking up sports stats, and you can Google them. You can't Google the stadiums that you've been to, so it's like trying to remember all the whether it's a stag or whatever. But yeah, it's 13. Don't really have. Fenway was cool. Fenway was one of the cooler ones, just because it is an old ballpark and. Ryan Larder, funny story about that one, spent, I think, 6, 7 innings in the bathroom. Hung over, head in the stall, just out. I'm like, oh, where'd he go? Did he go back to the hotel? Like, I didn't, or wherever we were staying. We were at Bennings. We were visiting him when he's down at school. But yeah, it was 100th anniversary game between the Yankees and the Red Sox. Fenway afternoon game on a Saturday. Larder Spencer in the shitter.
Oh, Lord.
But another brutal one was when I was in Dallas. Boomer knows about. because I gave Boomer my tickets. I sold you my tickets and then tried scalping. Oh, it was brutal.
It was
Got
a great
standing
deal for me. Great deal for me
room
and Callis.
only. Walked around the whole stadium. Tried paying one of the guys to let us sit in this one spot. Got caught. Got almost kicked out. It was the worst. Anyway, the silver lining was we're like, well, let's just go into the stadium again, and we'll watch the very end of the game. This couple's walking out. We're walking in, and they go, "Hey, my husband always has collects the ticket stubs to every game, but we just got the printouts. If we give you our printouts, can we have your ticket stubs?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." Turns out they're bottom bowl. Game goes into OT. Kind of worked out, but yeah, I just remember being so bitter during that Dallas game, and just I hate the Cowboys, and I was hating them even more because I'm like, those motherfuckers. They like I hate them on the field, and now they've screwed me flying down. But yeah, I've been to a lot. As far as Hosie's thing on food, I'm not like I do. There was this huge nacho thing in Wrigley that I remember that we drank or ate most of, and then dumped beer in and was chugging nachos and beer and beans, and it was stupid. But no good food stories for me. But yeah, here's the thing that I've got to say: there is legitimately nothing better to me than getting your beer, your food, whatever, nachos, hot dog, and sitting down in your seats, kind of scoping out like who's around, what the angles are like,
Oh
and
yeah.
just you're there in a good time, like you're watching pregame or something like that. And yeah, that feeling is seriously one of the greatest.
Nice. Pratsky?
I really haven't been anywhere special, to be honest.
Winnipeg.
Okay, yeah. Well, honestly, probably the best stadium rink I've been to was the Oilers, new one, in the suite, 20-man suite. It's awesome, great spread of food. They did that rink top notch. The Blue Bomber Stadium, great stadium. Bear in mind, I was there for a One Direction concert. But hell of a pad, though. Oh, hell of a pad. That's all I got. I mean, I've been to a few hockey rinks. Never been to an NFL game in my life.
We got to change that. Cheap seats Christmas party 2020.
Yeah. Gotta go, Pratt. We gotta do it.
Okay, that's really all I got to offer on the stadiums.
Boomer?
Well, like you guys said that you wanted to list like favorite stadiums or, and for me, everything kind of comes back to food, surprisingly enough. My probably one of my, for me, my favorite stadium would be Heinz Field, and just because of where it is and the pregame and the tailgating and everything else, it's just mental in that north parking lot. And they also have Primanti Brothers. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a very famous delicatessen in Pittsburgh. And basically, it's huge sandwiches, huge portions, deli meat, their own home cut fries, and this signature coleslaw, and just wicked sandwich. I got to give honorable mention there to the helmet nachos at Tempe Diablo Stadium in Phoenix. And that's where the Angels play their spring training. And for some reason, it just like where my parents stay and where we go and stay in Phoenix all the time, it's a really short drive to Diablo Stadium. So we always end up going there for at least one game a year, and you get to see Mike Trout, the best player today. And these helmet nachos are just enormous, and there's more guacamole and pico de gallo and oh man, it's legendary. So 3 places that I want to go. 2 of them are for food, and the third one's just basically for the party. There's apparently this thing called a donut burger at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, where the Phillies play, and it's basically 2 enormous glazed donuts. And a loaded burger, and the burger's like this thick, and I think it's like $26.
It's pricey, but
that's the worst part about stadiums.
Just give me 2 of those and lay me down. Um, uh, the next one, and I mean this sandwich is touted now in the ranks, and it's called
Touted.
the Triple Threat Pork Sandwich at Petco Park, where the Padres play. And I gotta list this off for you. This puppy is pulled pork, bacon, pork loin schnitzel, pepperoncini. I think I'm saying that right. Relish, chic aioli on a bruschetta bun or a brioche bun. Sorry,
I'm
but
trying to.
I'm
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 gonna
looking
pack
at
this.
this thing. I'm looking at these pictures, and like, oh my! I mean, whew, I mean, look out. And the last place that I want to go that I haven't been, and I don't know why I haven't been there yet, but I really want to go to. I want to go to Fenway Park eventually. Wilson touched on that. That I have to mention that. I don't know why,
It
just
was
because of the
awesome.
history. But T-Mobile in Vegas. I need to go there and see this party that they put
Oh,
on before the Knights games. Because apparently it's just
It's insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mine.
For me, I'm just gonna hit on a couple little. We obviously know Mariners, Patriots, Kings fan. Um, I've been to Seattle 4 times now. Love Safeco. It's now T-Mobile. Great area. Great. It's down by the pier. Great food. Um, for me, it's right up there. Obviously, my favorite, and it's an experience, but you pay for what you get. Staples Center. We went. We've gone every year now for the last three to Kings games, a couple games each year. We get it's called Premier Seating, and it's early access. You get to go in. You're in a designated area, and it's literally you push a button on your chair, and they'll come and bring my wife Veronica wine. Doesn't even have to leave her seat. Food. There's a buffet. It is literally touted as one of the top buffets in the country. Um, and it's perfect for me because the smoking deck is right off the buffet. So I get up in the intermission, kind of make my way through the buffet, snag a couple little things, and head outside and go for a smoke. It's perfect. Can't top her, boys. Can't top her.
then
Uh,
come back, grab a few more little
oh,
things.
absolutely. Like, and I'm not kidding you. Like, we're talking roast chicken, like
Crab
gourmet
legs.
roast beef. Like, we're talking a dessert cart that is like, wow, like, good effort. Like, way to go. Like, it's insane. Um, I gotta say, the craziest place I've ever been, and to those that haven't gone, you have to do it. An NCAA football game. Um,
Oh
Ooh,
God, I know.
yeah, I've never been,
Oh
and I've
God, I
actually
know.
heard that too. That's a good one.
on our honeymoon, I like my wife is awesome. For those that don't know her, she knows I'm a sports nut, but she tries to do things that really I want to do, right? So on our honeymoon, she wanted to go down the yeah, she wanted to go down the coast, and she actually her parents got us tickets to go to an Oregon Duck game, which for
Oh
me
wow,
was like
wow.
wow, like I couldn't believe it. It was so loud and insane that I literally had a panic attack in the first quarter. Um,
Oh my
oh,
god.
you think I'm joking, man? It was insane. Like I'm
No, I
talking
do
about.
not think you're joking.
No,
I,
That wasn't
it,
an
I
oh my
believe it.
god, he's
like
joking.
I'm not talking like Wilson. I'm talking about the stands are so angled upwards. You're literally on top of each other, and when they're
Oh,
on defense, they
14
literally
stadiums.
they
Forgot
yell
about
like
the one.
oh like all the time, and like I was sitting there, I looked at Veronica, I'm like, I'm freaking out. Like, I gotta go for a walk. Like, I can't do this. Went out, chilled out for a bit, hit up the store, did some shopping, and came back, and I was okay for a bit. Great experience. Like, it really was. Like, the tailgating, it was a 25-minute walk to the stadium, and the whole way it was people and partying and just insane, right? And that's only like, I think, a 50, 60,000 seat stadium. What about in places like Alabama or Notre Dame where it's
LSU.
like 100,000,
Yeah.
right? Um,
Let's go.
great
Let's
venue.
go.
Yeah, like I'm not kidding you, boys. If you've never been, you have to go. It is something else. Even if you don't have a favorite college team, just pick one and go because it's party time. I mean, not even for me, but whatever, right? And I'm not even gonna. I'm just honorable mentioning this. Not a stadium, but a place you have to go. I don't know if you guys have or not. I think Boomer has the Waste Management. Nope.
No, I want to go. I've never been.
I've never been to a golf event.
No,
We
neither have
went.
I.
We went this year just before obviously COVID hit. We hit up Arizona. I went to a Kings game. Hit up the Waste Management. Um, for me, a little much because I don't like the massive loud and people running and just drunk and like we're talking just a shit show. Um, Fun to watch, fun to be there. A lot of people. I highly recommend it to anybody that's okay with large surroundings and yeah, don't have a don't have a don't don't have a anxiety disorder. But other than that, like I said, any event's good. I've been to Calgary, I've been to Edmonton, Winnipeg, Minnesota, Golden Gopher Stadium in Minnesota. Great. It's
That was, I actually remembered, I went, I don't know what the Wild Stadium or rink is called.
the XL Energy Center in Minnesota.
You know what,
Yeah.
Lane? When you talked about that like steepness,
Oh,
that's the stadium that I remember.
oh.
We were like, holy, like man,
Like
it feels
you
like
literally
we're on the
feel like you're
ice
gonna fall out of your seat. That's how angled up.
and like
This,
onto
yeah,
the ice,
yeah,
like it's like right over top.
insane
Winnipeg's like
view.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Win-
Winnipeg's
Yeah.
like
yeah,
that.
Winnipeg is yeah. So yeah, Hosey, thanks for letting us give some
Yep.
shout outs and some thoughts there. But I will say this: the best part of going to these arenas for me is just you get to do some shopping, eh, boys? Like for me, but going to the Staples Center, going to Seattle, I get to go to my team store. Like it's
Yeah,
not like
no, yeah, I hear you. I like the team store thing,
I
but I eat.
I get it, but I
I
mean,
eat.
you go on
I
eBay, you
drank.
pay a crap ton to buy stuff, which I mean, I still do, but when you're in there, you get to buy it and you don't have to pay to get it shipped and you can bring it back duty free and the whole nines, right? So to me, that's a bonus. The food is just a secondary. I'll eat whatever. It don't matter to me, right? By the way, I forgot to mention the crickets in Seattle. Roasted crickets. Remember I told you about
I
these?
keep reading about them. They're like the number 2 ranked food at all arenas
Yeah,
in the United States.
yeah.
I'm not having them, but
Barbecue
awesome.
and
Good for
ranch.
them.
Barbecue and ranch. Can't go wrong. Um,
Yeah. No.
So that's the end of that segment, and we're gonna go into our Ice Factory sponsored trivia, boys. Get the cups out, hey?
Yeah.
Little shout out to Jeff Lee, boys. Um, First of all, we're gonna give away our gift card from last week's trivia about who is the only 4 players in NHL history to have 50 goals and 200 PIMs in a season. Courtesy of Jeff Pratt, he gave that one. Jeff, what's the answer?
On the spot. Gary Roberts, Kevin Stevens, Keith Kachuk, and Brendan Shanahan.
That is correct. So we have everybody who got the answer right in the bowl here. We will mix her up.
Egan Wilhelm wins again.
I was just about to say that.
Winner of the $50 gift card, Darcy Henry.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Nice.
Big D
big
Henry.
fan.
Loving that.
Big fan.
Loving that.
yeah,
We
well deserved.
kind of made up for our little Fab Five faux pas from last week. He was a little bit upset
Oh,
about that.
he
So
sent me a picture. Oh yeah,
I heard all about it. Yeah,
I
it's
still feel bad.
yeah. Which we will lead into this week's trivia question. So what we're going to do is each week is somebody's going to pick one, maybe a little personal, so you might have to do some digging. This one, a lot of people, hopefully we'll see how well they know me. I've been a Kings fan since 1988, when Gretzky got traded there. Been a fan since, for what now, 32 years? Who is my favorite Kings player of all time? Is it A, Gretzky, B, Robitaille, C, Doughty, D, Quick, or E, Kopitar? I'll post it on Twitter. Respond with your answer, and we'll do the same thing next week. We'll give away a $50 gift card and have some fun with it. And make sure you answer and retweet it. Let's get it out there. Let's get more people entered and have some fun with the giveaway. And
This was against what we tried to get away from the Kings.
Can't
Wallace
do it.
ruled us. Sorry fans. Wallace went Kings on us and about himself. Kings
Like,
and himself. We
we
tried.
discussed this. Don't like I got tread marks on my back, Wilson. We discussed this. Don't steamroll me. You see
Yeah.
this shit? You see all this?
We discussed it, and I said, "Don't do it."
You got vetoed.
That's what I'm talking about.
You got Vito. Everyone else was good with it except you, so just we're rolling with it.
Rats.
All right, guys, let's close it out. What do we got? Local shout out? We got anything?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to this guy just because I feel so bad with golf coming back and everything that's going on here with COVID and now everything being opened up. But our buddy, but a friend of the podcast, Anthony Tony Maley, he wiped out on his pedal bike, and I guess he shattered his elbow. So his golf season is effectively done. Uh, and that's pretty devastating to a guy like that because he literally lives for golf. He he bought brand new PXG irons this year, so if that tells you anything about him,
They like
and he
just
isn't going to
showed
get to
up.
hit him.
They
So
like showed up the day that he got hurt or something like
the
that.
day he got home, I think, is what it was because he
Oh
had to
yeah,
go to
you're
Regina
right.
and have surgery. And I think when he got home, the irons showed up and he cannot use them. So I feel pretty bad for him. We wish you the best, buddy, and get well soon.
Right on, absolutely. Um, Another episode in the books, guys.
I got to say one thing, Leno, or I'll
Oh,
get my shirt seems to be a hot topic.
not really.
Guys,
No.
we lost a viewer, and we don't have that many. So I felt it was my duty to save our viewers and bring this viewer back. It's my daughter Jovi. She watched the first few episodes and asked me, "Why don't you talk about me on the podcast, Dad?"
It's a good question.
Fair question, being a sports podcast and her being 9, 8. Anyways, so I said, Jovi, you got to earn your way onto this podcast. And we don't just drop names like nothing. So she said, why don't I make you a shirt? And sure enough,
Yeah.
she
Cap.
I didn't realize dye shrinks shirts, but it does.
I mean, we wouldn't know the difference on you anyway.
No, you shrunk it on purpose. Don't give me that crap.
I think the dye shrunk it. But anyways, shout out to my daughter Jovi. She wants a name mention. She gets it. So
Yep.
Job, Jovi. Loving it.
Absolutely.
Good job, Jovi. Nice.
Yeah,
shirt.
good job, Jovi. Great job
Yeah.
on the tie-dye shirt.
Loving it. Okay, guys, we want to thank you again for tuning in. And we want to remind you guys, like we love the interaction. Like it's good times on Twitter. It's whatever you guys want to talk about. And we're getting a little more anxious because the light is at the end of the tunnel. And when I say that, it's coming. It's coming, boys. NBA, NHL. We had golf this week. It's starting to come back. We know what we're capable of, and when we've got some material and it's actually ongoing, folks, we're gonna have some fun with it. So we're kind of really looking forward to getting some sports going, and it is coming. Hopefully, you guys stay watching, stay interacting with us. We'll keep going on social media, and we'll talk to you during the week. Pete, once again, thanks for the pizza, Ice Factory, loving it, good times. We'll see you guys all next week.
Go Steelers.
yeah.
Cheers.